The Embalmers Grimoire. Episode 2. The Teacher and Her Teeth. Thank heaven I'll never have to deal with that Jace boy ever again. Those were the last words that I ever heard from Eleanor Vos. If only heaven had granted her that wish. Because now, she lays in front of me. Staring blankly. Silently. Not running her fat mouth for once. Her jaws still clenched, like she's ready to scold me for standing too close. Like she's gearing up to yell at me for being too loud. Or too silly. Even in death, she's bracing to judge. Itching to slap my face with her ruler. That's the thing about Eleanor. She never let go of the idea that cruelty was discipline. That fear built obedience. That fear was strength. She was my teacher. Mine, and Elias's. I was a troublemaker, sure. I earned my detentions. But Elias? He didn't. He was anxious. Timid. Especially after our mom left. But he was a good kid nonetheless. 75% of the time he was shy. But the other 25%? When he felt safe? He'd laugh. Loud. That high-pitched laugh that made your ears ring. I loved it. But Eleanor hated it. I could understand why Vos would hate me. But Elias? I never understood. She went out of her way to make his life harder. She'd call on him when his hands were visibly shaking. Make him read aloud when his voice trembled. Just creep up behind him in the hall and tell him, "I know what you did," even when he didn't do anything wrong. Just to spark some anxiety in him. I used to sit with Elias at lunch. Because he needed me. Crowds made him nervous. Noise overwhelmed him. But when I sat beside him, he could eat. He could laugh. He could breathe again. And Eleanor? She knew I helped ground his anxious mind. She separated us. Said we were too attached. Said he needed independence. He didn't need independence. He needed his big brother. He needed me. And she took me from him. She wanted to break him. And day by day, she did. She stole joy. The little joy Elias had in his broken childhood. Stole whatever peace he had at school. Stole time I'll never get back with him. And now, she's on my table. No ruler in hand. No kids to torment. Just me. And her. And silence. She made dozens of kids cry. Said it built character. But it broke most of us instead. Called one boy a waste of oxygen. Made fun of a girl's weight until she lost all confidence. And once, she used her ruler to slap a boy's face for crying after our classroom pet rabbit died. Dragged him by the arm and said grief wasn't an excuse to be annoying. Now here she lies. Lifeless. Pathetic and lifeless. Her body came in this morning. Died peacefully in her home. A brain aneurysm. In her sleep. No pain. No fear. They said she died the way anyone would want to. The town mourned her. I don't see why. They said. She was a pillar of the community. Shaped boys into men and girls into women. She'll be missed. People cried. Told each other she's in a better place. Hung ribbons outside the school she once ruled. But me? I didn't cry. Didn't flinch. Didn't feel a single thing. Because I knew the real her. Okay. I lied, I did feel something. A bit of joy. Because now it's my turn to discipline her. And I don't use a ruler. I use something much worse. I made myself an Irish coffee. Laid out my tools. Lit the candles. Opened the grimoire. This wasn't Rosalie. Not a sweet old lady who cared for the next generation. But a bitter one. So that meant no comfort spell. No gentle prayer. No peace for her pathetic soul. Just what I do best, bringing balance. I cast a spell across her chest. One of my own. Whatever I do to her body, her soul feels it. As if she were still alive. I pulled her teeth first. Slowly. Tooth by tooth. So many insults from that mouth. So much pain from it. So much venom. I jarred them. Labeled the lid with her initials. Maybe I'll use them in a spell. Or maybe I'll grind them later and put them in her lungs, so her soul can choke on the same pain she inflicted on Elias. Then I opened her chest cavity. The embalming fluid hissed through her veins like a bad confession. She resisted. Souls do that sometimes. Especially the hateful ones. You might think I'm being cruel. Too cruel. But I assure you, if you were me, you would understand. I did some digging. I volunteered to help with her estate sale. When no one was looking, I broke into her office that was closed off and went through her personal items. The items weren't for sale, didn't hold any value. Well, not to anyone else. Just me. Can see more of who she was. And I found what I was looking for. A diary. Dozens of pages. Dozens of entries. It seemed she was going to write a book on how to disciple difficult children. Little boys should be taught fear early. Fear makes them obedient. The second they start to question your authority, punish them. And remember, pain is the perfect punishment. She even had a scripture here. Proverbs 13:24. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. Can't believe she twisted it to hurt kids. I kept reading her entries until I found one she wished I didn't. She wrote, Elias Flair's laugh makes my skin crawl. He's so obnoxious and frail. I hate that little toothy grin. Maybe if he was more confident and well-spoken, his mother wouldn't have left him. I didn't realize I was gripping the page so tight until it tore in my hand. The candle beside me cracked. And the spell wrote itself in my head. Not one from the book. One I invented. The kind meant to bind. I placed her tongue in a bowl of salt. Drew a line through her name in chalk. Burned the diary with her words about Elias and the other children. And whispered, Let your soul feel every tear you caused. Her eyes twitched. Maybe a spasm. Maybe not. But I smiled anyway. Her family can have her belongings. The earth can have her bones. But her soul? That's mine.